With the 2026 meta being more gunplay focused and less util centric, you're probably expecting this list to include Reyna, Jett, Waylay, ISO, and Chamber, but only one of those agents actually made the cut. Here's what most people got wrong about the util cooldowns getting nerfed across the board. Flashes, smokes, recon, all of it. The game is more gunplay focused than it's ever been, so naturally everyone assumed movement duelists would take over. But the thing is, movement duelists are valuable because of util saturation. They dash into the chaos and capitalize on all that disruption. Less util means less chaos, and agents like Jett have fewer openings. Not saying that any of those agents I mentioned are bad picks by any means, but for a certain French gentleman, this meta is a playground. When it comes to gun versus gun, Chamber is literally straight up better than every agent in the game. But before we get to Chamber, gun advantage means nothing if you don't know how to abuse it. It doesn't matter how good your aim is if you're taking bad fights. And you probably don't even know what all the good angles or bad angles are unless you're a SkillCapped subscriber and have benefited from learning which angles Radiants take and which they avoid like the plague. Like in our Corrode Angles guide, where we break down this hidden mistake that even the pros make and show you how to avoid it by giving you detailed breakdowns of each portion of the map and teach you which angles give you good fights and which ones you'll instantly die from. Which is so important when you're playing agents like Chamber that are solely relying on your gunplay to win games. And you can try it risk-free with our money back guarantee. If you don't climb 5 ranks while actively using our product, then you can get your money back. Use the exclusive discount link in the description to start climbing today. Back to Chamber. You could argue that he is more impactful now than when he was on release. Let me know in the comments how hot of a take you think that is, but he is consistently the highest KD of any character in the game. He can hard snowball with early kills, feeding into an ult, then into an operator, and once that cycle starts, it's nearly impossible to stop. There's 3 key ways to abuse Chamber in an ult-reduced meta, and I doubt you're considering the third tip at all. Firstly, use sniper rifles. This one is obvious, but the outlaw, operator, and Marshall are all disgusting in Chamber's hands. With less util flying around to flush him off angles, he gets to hold positions for longer and punish dry peaks that used to get recon darted out. And whether or not you have a sniper rifle in hand, if you want free RR, you've got to be playing in off angles. Chamber's Rendezvous lets him take risky, unexpected positions and teleport out for free when he gets pressured. The less util opponents have to clear weird angles, the more you get away with. Positions most agents can't hold without getting punished, Chamber can take for free. And this is the one with hidden impact. You want to be racking up pips as quickly as you can for your tool to force. Winning pistol on Chamber doesn't just win the round, it can win the game. Look for instant fights on pistol round and rotate immediately if you see nothing. Chamber has one of the best pistol rounds in the game with multiple buy options to win any situation. So you want to make sure that you are abusing this advantage for easy pips for an early ult. Instead of waiting on sight on your favorite angle, look for the aggressive info. Maybe even get a nice one tap before TPing to safety, then refighting on site. But if you see no one, get on your bike and book it to the other side where you can swing in and trade out your teammates. Even dying is better than not seeing any fights. I am dead serious about that. You should be aiming for your ult no later than round 4 to secure the first full gun round. From there, your economy is booming, and when played correctly, you can have your ult or op every round. But if you have a less risk-averse playstyle, Chamber might not be the agent for you. But it's okay because he's not the only sentinel who can solo carry in this meta. Killjoy has been a silent beneficiary of the util changes. Even though technically getting nerfed herself, you can still recall and replace turret and alarm bot every 20 seconds. And in a world where most agents are waiting 60 seconds for their stuff to come back up, that's a massive advantage. The great thing about Killjoy is that she has the most reliable flank watch in the game, and the value of that skyrockets in solo queue when your teammates are running around like headless chooks. But here's where Killjoy quietly becomes a fragging machine, and it's all about how you use your turret. You can get value by playing both aggressively and passively, but the real tech is using your turret as bait, not baiting your teammates, baiting your turret. Playing actively with your turret is a game changer. Set it up on angles where you can swing off of it when it takes contact. The enemy shoots the turret, you'll know exactly where they are, and you can swing with full info. The best spots for this abuse verticality and crossfires, like placing your turret on top of boxes where you can swing out from underneath it, or placing your turret into a sunk cost position and create a crossfire. The enemy has to deal with it, and when they do, you're already swinging. Her lockdown is also sneakily more valuable now with long longer util cooldowns, teams have fewer tools to break it or reposition around it, so it forces way more awkward situations for your opponents than it used to. But Killjoy isn't the only agent abusing short refresh util in 2026, because Gecko has the best kit in the game. You want to know how I know this? Because he consistently has the lowest KD, but still holds a top 5 win rate. That means even when Gecko players aren't fragging, they're still winning games. His kit is doing the heavy lifting. Gecko was already a solid pick in 2025, but with the increased cooldowns for util across the board in 2026, Gecko benefits the most out of any agent. Here's why. Yes, his timing's got nerfed too. Dizzy and Wingman went from 10 to 20 seconds. On paper, that's technically a bigger nerf than all the other affected agents. But here's what the numbers don't tell you. 20-second cooldowns are still incredibly easy to play with, and 60-second ones are not. You throw Dizzy out on exec, pick him back up, and then by the time you need him again in a post-plant situation, he's back. Other initiators literally don't get their rechargeables back before the spike blows up anymore. Gecko does every single round. And now Mosh Pit is also a rechargeable ability, which is massive. That means you get to use Mosh as a site clearing molly and as a post-plant stall. But here's the thing, Gecko's skill ceiling isn't in his fragging, it's in his util usage. If you dedicate the time to learning where to throw Dizzy for easy retrieval on each map, and Mosh Pit lineups to fully clear annoying anchor spots on site, you become an absolute nightmare to play against. Gecko is one of the easiest characters to consistently impact the game in a meaningful way, whether you're fragging or not. And in solo queue, consistency is everything. Clove continues to be absolutely busted in ranked. Their non-mirror win rate refuses to dip regardless of what Riot does to try and balance them. And that should tell you something. But let's talk about why Clove is so good in this specific meta, because it goes deeper than just their kit is overtuned. In a util reduced meta, the most valuable thing you can have is self-sufficiency, and Clove is by far the most self-sufficient controller in the game. Pick me up self-stim isn't what it once was after several nerfs, but it's still great for taking aggressive duels and turning a one fight into a second kill. Whenever you can go 2 for 1 in a round of Valorant, you've done a good job. And by picking Clove, you guarantee your team always has smokes. If you've played any solo queue in 2026, you know how valuable that is. There's nothing worse than having to deal with someone filling controller who has no idea how to actually smoke properly. And Clove gives you the ability to impact the game with good smoke timings and placements, and by fragging out on the scoreboard. No more smokes that land 5 seconds late, no more misplaced one-ways, you just handle it yourself while also being a duelist. And then of course there's Clove's ult. In a meta where taking duels is rewarded, Clove's ability to get picks from beyond the grave and potentially come back is genuinely game-winning. It turns lost rounds into rounds won, preventing potential snowballs by the enemy team. Disclaimer though, the Riot devs surely can't let Clove shenanigans go on forever, right? Or maybe they can, who knows at this point. Clove's been dominating ranked since the day they released, so if you're watching this video later in the year, click on our channel name under the video and go check out our latest tier list to get the latest information about any nerfs, buffs, or changes. Okay, it's finally time for our number 1 pick. If you want to take it a step further, the real carry jobs are done by Phoenix. Gone are the days of movement duelists dominating ranked. Phoenix is a one-man army for solo carrying, and here's what makes him the number 1 pick in 2026. Phoenix is packed with versatility. He has the tools to literally fix any problem your team encounters. Does your initiator refuse to help you entry onto site? No worries, just flash yourself in. Phoenix's flash is one of the fastest pop flashes in the game and is very easy to manipulate to pop it out of smokes with no travel time, making it undodgeable. Does your controller not know how to smoke because they're filling? Easy. Use your wall. It cuts sight lines, blocks info, and you can curve it around corners. It's not perfect, but it's enough to execute with in a pinch. And having that as an option when your team's smokes are garbage is a lifesaver. What about if you don't have a sentinel, or if they set up on the wrong site? Well, wall for stall, molly for stall. Your wall and molly zoning a choke point buys your team 10 to 15 seconds of rotation times on site hold. And yes, that's right. You're not Sage. Your E can do more than just heal you. And then of course there's his ult. Run it back will always be giga broken in ranked, but is especially good in this meta where simply having an extra body for taking adding an extra duel can break rounds open. Every few rounds, you're essentially turning the game into a 6v5. You entry, get info, maybe get a kill, and even if you die, you come right back. Alrighty, that's the list. If you're going to learn one of these agents, here's why in only one sentence. If you want to insta-lock and never worry about team comp, learn Clove. If you're the ultimate team player or struggle with consistent fragging, learn Gecko. If you want to develop real mechanical skill that transfers across metas, learn Chamber. If you want to be the rock for your team and like the challenge of 1vx scenarios, learn Killjoy. And if you have the creativity to adapt to any situation and just need the right tools to solo carry every game through sheer willpower, Phoenix is your guy. Drop a comment letting us know which of these 5 you're maining in 2026, and if you think we got the order wrong, or maybe there's a different agent that belongs on the list. And if you really want to rank up in 2026, fast track mastering your agent with our agent courses, or learn the most broken ways to exploit maps with our map guides. All risk-free with our rank up guarantee. Click the link below for an exclusive one-time discount. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.